Welcome to another episode of the Bad Gamer, the Good Gamer podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different as Fatty couldn't be with us right now. However, I do have a special guest that I'm going to be talking to, and I'll be introducing you to him very shortly. We'll be talking about the Blast Premier World Finals that is happening this weekend in Abu Dhabi at the Etihad Arena, and they're partnering with AD Gaming to make this all happen. It's going to be a massive, grand esports event. 8 international teams coming to Abu Dhabi to compete in this CS:GO tournament, and the prize pool is going to be $1 million. We've got a few things to talk about, so without further ado, Kevin, Sebastian, otherwise known as Nox Voyager, how are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good, good, good. It's always good talking to you. For those who don't know, in the old podcast, Kevin and I did a few episodes where we talked about tech, and now we get to talk about gaming, and more specifically, Blast Premier, the World Cup. Well, not the World Cup, the finals.
the other final.
the other like finals. Yeah, that's happening on the same day, but
day.
different hours. I mean, it's actually it's a good day, or like it's a good weekend for competitive sports, especially in the finals.
Yeah,
because...
honestly, like, you know what? I'm glad the time difference was there. Honestly, to be fair, like a 5 o'clock, final, and then a 7 o'clock World Cup final
for the World Cup. Yeah, so that should be great. For those who are not aware, it's the CS:GO final championship. The prize pool is $1 million, and it's taking place.
So
this
to be
weekend.
more specific, because there are multiple, there are multiple CS:GO finals like throughout the year. This is the Blast Premier.
I mean, the Blast Premier finals.
Yeah. Which is still a pretty big deal because like these are your top tier creme de la creme teams in the world of competitive CS:GO who are all here actually. Like eight teams are all playing in Abu Dhabi, of which today was the media preview. So I got to meet some of them today, and more importantly, spoke to Sultan Al-Riyami from Abu Dhabi Gaming.
Great guy, really
absolutely. Was one of my first time interaction, like from the both, like for you obviously had a good interaction with him, but it was my first interaction with him today. And coming from a journalist perspective to talk about competitive sport is always it's something, right? Like I can't begin to explain how it's to see the ecosystem there, right? Like I actually was there. So Mr. Al-Riyami, he says call him on a first name basis. So Sultan basically showed me around like some of the places around it, and I saw like Razer had sponsored some of the chairs and the PCs and stuff.
Yeah. Just to cut you off really quick, because this is something that I think we should let people know about.
Yeah.
What was the venue like? Is it what you'd see in the promotional videos? Is it what you've seen in other esports events, like with any other game? There's like these massive grand arenas. It is taking place at Etihad Arena, which is
Etihad. Yeah. Venue. So I didn't get a chance to see Etihad Arena. I will. And I'm glad that they've really done their homework here. They know how to put on a show. And they obviously know what it means to putting on a final here. This is not your regular run-of-the-mill fancy tournament here. Like Abu Dhabi, gaming, generally speaking, was very little fluff and a lot of substance for me. And I don't say this like lightly. Like I've seen a lot of esport tournaments in our region, and there are very few good very few good tournaments here.
Well organized and
quality. Yeah, we're looking at quality. We're talking about like something on the world final. Now I've seen 3 this year, 3, and that's again like it's kind of sad because you'd expect with an ecosystem like ours there'd be way more, But I get it though, because a lot of the brands globally are obviously very nervous about our region because again it's a new audience and it's a fast growing thing. And the reality of the situation is, a lot of people would rather go to Turkey, where Turkey obviously has a massive esport presence, right? So naturally, for newer markets, for like, and I don't want to say new. The UAE has been a well-established market for quite some time.
Up and coming.
Probably, because the thing is, gaming. Tencent has an office here. Ubisoft has an office here. Like many gaming companies have an office here. they know that there is a global presence here. They know that the market for gaming here is going to like jump to 5 billion in 2 years. Like
Yeah,
that's the number that's been floating around in conversation right now for all the people. And
that's massive.
yeah, and the numbers don't lie. Like there is an actual revenue stream coming in from gaming alone. And to be fair, a lot of the businesses here are also very gaming focused. Like look at Pizza Hut right now. Pizza Hut are now doing a promotion with HyperX for custom HyperX Cloud Alpha headphones with a pizza.
Really?
Yeah, it's there. It's being promoted all over the place. Burger King
Like
is doing the
here?
yeah right here, and Call of
Oh
Duty
wow,
is
I had no
doing double
idea.
X. Yeah, Call of Duty is doing double XP weekends. You can get the
That I've
tokens.
seen. Yes, the double XP
Yeah,
because I've seen that, but I don't know about Pizza Hut. KFC. I don't. Are they doing any of the gaming stuff? Because like the
they have a
global.
gaming. They do have a gaming page. I know this.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut did do tournaments though. That I know.
Mm,
So to say that the region doesn't have gaming, it's wrong because like there is something clearly going on in the background. Of it's way bigger than
yeah.
everybody else, right? Now with this particular thing with Blast Premier, I know that they've been super confident in how things have been done so far because when I spoke to Sultan, I asked him primarily, look, okay, there's this huge cultural thing that's going on right now. Like, look, very good example. See what's happening in Qatar itself regarding the
Mm,
World Cup. A
yeah.
lot of people are now have a lot of eyes on the Middle Eastern region, the Arab region, and for all intents and purposes, uh, in good and bad ways, you can't avoid the gaze of the world when you're hosting such a thing like this. And Blast Premier is one of those things, you know, like I actually asked him as well, like, do you think that there'll be some form of esport tourism happening in our region, like the way F1 does? Because the Formula One is a tourist
Formula One,
event.
like it's so funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking of the Blast Premier World Final as the Formula One, but of the gaming industry in the UAE.
Yeah,
Like that, this isn't like some unknown event. This isn't some unknown organizer. This isn't some thing that just kind of like came up. These guys know what they're doing. These guys have done an awesome job before. I think Sultan
yeah,
also mentioned that like he saw them in, was it Copenhagen?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't however mention what his favorite team was. And like
Oh
I
yeah.
because he's not playing sides, I understand that.
Yeah, he
But
can't really.
uh,
Yeah,
uh,
he's got to be
I
very diplomatic here. Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh,
But like the top 8 teams are playing now in the world final. Like Navi, Heroic, FaZe, Outsiders, Vitality, G2, OG, and Liquid are all here. And to see all of them play in this tournament is like anyone who's everyone in the Counter Strike world is here.
of
So
course.
there are a hardcore batch of I want to say my friends are still playing it, and I think they are. Like there are people who talk about these tournaments like regular sporting events, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, you know, because like we've reached a stage where people are talking about this like the Premier League. They're having conversations about this, and we grew up playing these games, and now suddenly people are
Mm,
talking about it like it's a regular form of conversation, you know,
yeah.
and I'm pretty happy for our region, at least for someone who grew up here. And I don't know if you ever were part of that initial zeitgeist where we've all bought our
Oh, like we'll go to a net
PCs.
cafe
We
and
bought,
like just
yeah, and if we didn't have a net cafe, we used to go to back in the day the Grand Hyatt Hotel. We used to
oh.
drag our computers and like have LAN events and play Quake 3. Yeah, that's what we used to do. So we came from that. Like you and I think.
It is part of my high school sort of like
Yeah,
life, I want to say. We played a lot of Half-Life, Counter-Strike. Um, that's what I focused on a lot. It was really those games, and it was amazing. And I don't like. I'd love to get some sort of confirmation that that culture, that atmosphere, just the overall sort of like essence of what it was like to go
yeah.
there with your friends after school or like weekend afternoons and just like spend 2 3 hours playing games in a room that smells really bad and there's like cigarettes everywhere and bad
Oh
snacks
my
and all
goodness.
that sort of stuff. It was
Th-
awesome, and I don't
I
want
you
that to
grew up,
still
yeah.
remain to be
You grew up
true.
in Abu Dhabi, right? So I grew
I
up
grew
in
up in Abu Dhabi. Yes, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So in Dubai, in both Dubai specifically, there used to be this place called the Atrium Center. It's
yeah.
still there, but the cafe is gone, long gone now. But
Mm,
it was one of the cheapest cafes you could play Counter Strike in, like for 5 dirhams, and I believe it was Counter Strike 1.3 to 1.6. It depends
Yeah.
on what version it was at the time, and that's what we played. CS Mansion was a map that I was particularly good at, but Mansion was never
That
an
was a fun
official.
night.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
never. I always thought it was an official map, but it never was. In the
Oh, I had
sense that
no idea actually.
it was not competitive. It's not a competitive map. It was always about uh, bomb placement map. So,
Mm.
uh, and the reason why I'm bringing this up right now is that the Blast Premier, the maps are already listed out as to what's being going to be
Oh,
played.
sweet.
So Inferno, Nuke, Vertigo, Overpass, Mirage, Anubis, Ancient. No Dust though. I mean, I
I mean,
think Dust
Dust
is
is a
now.
classic, but I
Yeah.
don't know if in the esports world, like Dust, like I don't know if there's a reason why
No, I think
it's not
it's
part of
more of a
the roster.
I see. The thing is, like, I'm so out of the loop with Counter Strike Global Offensive, so
Yes, me too.
I would like to assume that it's because it's such a casual map, it's no longer in effect. But these are your maps. 8 teams, $1 million prize pool, and
That's insane.
yeah, and the division of that prize pool is going like $500,000 for the first place team, 250,000 for second place, and 85,000 each between third and fourth. So yeah, that's a lot of money involved, right? And
And
that's saying,
that's what we
yeah,
need. I mean, seriously, that's unfortunately that's a big part of the formula
yeah,
of getting all these gaming companies, these big industry giants, to kind of like pay attention to the Middle East. The
absolutely.
more they see these big events, these big price pools, right? The more they see that here, the more they hear about all the initiatives that are happening, like AD Gaming, right? Like Sultan and the team over there, what their plans are and what they've done so far, getting companies over to the UAE, to Abu Dhabi specifically, to set up their headquarters there.
Yeah.
We need more of this sort of stuff, and we need more eyeballs on this, on what's happening here, so that everybody else starts taking this a lot more seriously, and it really does become the gaming destination.
So yeah, coming to AD Gaming itself, like I'm pretty glad that not just in terms of supporting the big events, they're also supporting the small guys as well.
Yeah,
Sultan's plans are really far-reaching to the point that he wants gaming in Abu Dhabi to be a destination type experience. Like, and it's a pretty cool initiative to have because at the end of the day, when you're building something, a lot of people who tend to build gaming events in our region, at least the track record has been as such, is that it's always been like a for-profit business. And the biggest issues with that is it's like a new region, it's a new market. You're not going to make a lot of cash within your first.
yeah, in the
I
get-go.
want to
Yeah.
I want to say 2 years of starting up. Like these things take time to set up. Like MEOCC is a very good example. MEOCC has seen a lot of success post pandemic, and that's after they moved to Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah.
So I'm finally like as someone who's like covered this entire ecosystem, I'm starting to see that they're finally getting their hands around it because they're separating the casual and the competitive. And that's what we need right now because up until now, there's always been like this combination. Let's do everything in one big event. And everything gets lost in translation because you suddenly have like regular people playing against professionals and
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
rolled over to the point that then it never happens again. So, like, I appreciate the fact that people are now in the stage where they're like, okay, we know that this is a professional tournament and this is a casual tournament. And right now with the Blast Premier World Final, they're placing it in such a way that this is not just a competitive sport at the end of the day. This is also an entertaining sport,
It
so that
is. It is.
people can get to watch it in the stadium. Because even like as a media professional, the first few matches in the first couple of days, I think the first 2 days are behind closed doors,
Yes.
and
So that's
that's the
tomorrow
thing.
and the day after that,
With
and
yeah,
what's open.
with that being said, it is going to be streamed.
Yes, on
So
Twitch, on the
of
Blast
course,
TV. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I'm definitely going to be catching on because I want to see. Like, I have like my heart right now is with Navi. I got to see Navi at the PUBG final
Awesome.
where they won hands down, and they dominated that game, honestly, and they came from third to like first very very quickly as well. So to see them win Counter Strike Blast Premier World Final would be like a dream,
I
and
mean, you'll have
yeah.
to tune in to find out.
Absolutely. To see
Let's
like
just quickly mention the timing. So it is going to
yes.
start tomorrow behind closed doors. It starts at 10 a.m.
Yep.
Right? And then there's going to be four matches: Outsiders versus Liquid. Then at 1 p.m. it's FaZe and G2. Then at 4 p.m. it's Heroic and OG. And then finally at 7 p.m. Natus Vincere or Vincere. I
Navi.
don't know if I'm
Yeah. It's Navi.
Navi.
Navi
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Shot versus
Navi
Vitality.
and Vitality. That's going to be at 7 tomorrow.
I suspect one or two things is going to happen during this time. You're going to have a very long tournament with a very long match between each person, because again it's like a first to 20, right? Like in terms of the traditional Counter Strike
Yeah.
format, or very quick games. No in between.
Oh, I don't know. As a so this would be. I mean, not so. I'm gonna be myself and Fadi, and hopefully you,
Yeah,
Knox. We're gonna be there for the finals on the
yeah,
17th and 18th of
yeah.
December. So that's just gonna be the semifinals on the 17th, playoffs as well. Sorry, the semifinals. The first two semifinals on the 17th, and then the show match, and then the grand final on the 18th. So it's gonna be two matches on those 2 days.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the first time I'll ever be, or like I'll ever go to an esports event,
Oh,
and I'm
really?
glad.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been to like a legit sort of esports thing. I like not even like a non-legit one. Fatty and I have always talked, and we mentioned this as well to Sultan and to the guys over at 80 Gaming. We'd love to get the opportunity to go like and just kind of see it in person and experience this whole thing, because we know that it's an entertainment sort of event. I mean, sure, if you play
Yeah, it's like
CS:GO and
watching.
if you know
It's
what
like
that's
watching.
about, it's
It's
amazing.
yeah. It's the same thing as watching football. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
I don't
you
play
you
football, but I watch the matches, right?
yeah, of course, right. And
Yeah.
and the same thing with Counter Strike. And again, like because we grew up with Counter Strike,
Yeah,
we
yeah, it's
we
it's a
obviously
part of our history, 100%.
absolutely, like in the next coming decade or so, like that's what people are going to be watching. People are going to be watching Fortnite. Heck, Mr. Beast is now doing a
Miss
Fortnite expansion.
Fortnite skin, I saw that.
Yeah, and if you do challenges with that and you get the top score, you win $1 million irrespective of where you are in the world. That
Oh my
is
god. Mr. Beast is
mind-boggling.
such a genius at this sort of stuff. It's insane.
The fact is, which comes back to my main point, our region is finally being recognized as this place of where you can play host to world finals, like akin to hosting it in Copenhagen or anywhere else in the world. And Abu Dhabi has they have the facilities. Clearly, I saw that facility today, and I'm like, damn! Like developers obviously would love to be here,
Mm,
and uh, with state of the art technology, like state of the art computers, everything being provided to them, the space to do it, and it's a very nice space actually. I have to say, I'm a little jealous of people who work
awesome.
over there first of all, and I really do think like this is my first interaction with AD Gaming as to what they're doing, and I normally take a lot of these initiatives with a bucket of salt. Actually, I have to say because I've been there, done that, heard that
You've
before.
been burned before,
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
and so have other players, but I genuinely do hope the best for them because their heart's in the right place, and
It really is.
that's the most important thing because Sultan Riami as a person, like when I had a conversation with him, he's a gamer. He gets it. He's not a suit, right? It's not a bunch of suits coming in to do things. These are all gamers who, like us, have now the organizational power to do something to change the game.
Mm,
Literally, the
yeah,
game for everybody involved here, and not just on a gaming perspective. Like, look, this is industry here, because this bleeds into multiple things. You
of
have
course.
gaming, you have production, you then have brands. So an
You've got
entire
like all the other stuff that comes along with it, like the marketing
yeah,
sort of
F and
efforts.
B. You have F&B, you have transport. You see, like there are entirely different industries being created around gaming, and I'm not
Mm.
even talking about metaverse and crypto
No, no,
because
no,
like
no. That's not
that's
gaming.
like that's just a whole different jargon being thrown around here. This is
Yeah, yeah,
hardcore gaming at the heart of what they're doing here, and for them to like again coordinate with Blast Premier, because Blast Premier were very pleased to be here to begin with, because you had a lot of brands come here before.
yeah. Mm.
ESL, classic example,
Yes.
2015,
Yeah.
Games 15, where they hosted the tournament in on the beach side, if you
Mm.
remember that very wonderful day. I'm not going to get into specifics of that tournament, but
Okay.
uh,
Let's
we haven't
let's keep
seen
it
a lot.
clean.
We haven't seen a lot of other major people come by here. Like Girl Gamer's an exception. Crafton
Mm,
coming with PUBG this year at the Esports Festival this year was also an exception. So more and more leading brands are coming, and it's only a matter of time that we'll start to see the same events that we see with League of Legends, the kind of
yeah.
capacity where you have school kids coming in to watch the finals.
Ah,
Like that's basically setting the stage for entertainment for the younger generation, Gen Zs, as we have always
well,
called them. Like,
that's
but that's the
that's
thing. We are not Gen Z. We are
we're
we are we are in the experimental millennial phase that grew up without the internet, and now we are
I
getting
was
to
born in
watch.
1986. I keep forgetting what that makes me. Is that
You are a millennial just like us. Anyone born after
okay?
83 or 82 is a millennial of
All right,
sorts.
then that's what I am, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea of a major tournament and the fact that you get to see your favorite esports stars compete is the same experience as going and seeing a celebrity. Like I remember during MEOCC when Steel Series was is a brand sponsor for that
Mm,
event, they brought in the guys from the OG Dota team, and by then they
mm,
was if anyone had seen True Sight, the documentary at the time about their story, they became instant celebrities as well. And the fact that one of the players, we got to meet one of the players named Seb, and it was a very lucky thing in passing because I became fans of Red Bull OG very, very late on in the game, and then he retired because he had health issues. But
oh,
people got to meet him in person and see him and like tell like, "Hey, you inspire me to play
yeah, yeah.
better." And
It must be
that's
awesome
that's
to have that
that's
effect on people.
yeah, like to see a person you highly respect and is super good at the game, and then you basically get to meet them. It's like meeting your heroes. And
Yeah.
that's what this event promises to do. So I mean, we're going to see in the finals how it plays out. And I'm excited. I really am. And I don't say this again quite a lot for gaming events over here, but I truly am excited.
Me too. This is something off of our bucket list. I could speak on Fatty's behalf. Oh, I forgot to mention Fatty's not here with us right now. He couldn't make it. That's why it's just the two of us. But yeah, I could speak on his behalf and say that this is definitely going to be something taken off of his bucket list, and the fact that it's Blast Premier and it's at the Etihad Arena, and so I have high hopes, not just for an entertaining weekend, but kind of like a new start, or probably like another sort of stepping stone into achieving what AD Gaming and what we all really want to happen here, which is, as you've put it, and as I'm sure Sultan has put it, putting Abu Dhabi on the map of gaming in the region.
And they have, sorry, I have to mention this as well. It is a ticketed event at the end of the day. If you're a
Oh
student,
yeah, I
yeah,
need to.
students only have to pay 50 dirhams, which is great.
Awesome.
Tickets start like around 115 dirhams, very affordable. And if you want to like a better view, you can go up to like 150. But if you really want to, like if you want like a meet and greet session, you're then paying 650 dirhams pretty much to go and see
Well,
all your
here's the
teams.
thing. Our good friends at AD Gaming actually gave us a discount code.
Oh, there
I'm
you
not
go.
sure for which tier it is, but
You find out.
if you buy a ticket and I think it's the 150 dirham tier. I think I'm not sure, but if you
Yeah.
buy a ticket, just use the discount code BLAST50. That's BLAST50, and you'll get a discount. This is again, as we've mentioned, not for tomorrow's matches, not for the matches the day after that. It's for Saturday and Sunday, the 17th and 18th of December,
Which arguably are the
semifinals,
days
final.
you want to go and
Yes,
watch.
these are open to the public. Just buy the ticket, go to Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, check it out. And I guess that's about it. Or do you have any sort of closing statements from your interview with Sultan, from you being there? Um, any tidbits, insights?
Tidbits and insights is that I know for a fact they're not going to stop at this one major event. They have many things planned for 2023, of which, while I kept pressing him for more information, I did not
He
get it.
won't
Only
tell you.
obviously to be excited and stay tuned for more exciting stuff that are going to be happening. Um, However, I do know for a fact that they are expanding to developers. They're going to be very developer focused. Like I said, they already had Ubisoft there being a big, massive presence in the 2454 campus,
Yes.
and uh, the fact that they want to like ideally become a platform where indie developers come there, develop the game with their facilities. Say, for example, an indie studio who doesn't have like the investment can easily come down here and build their game and work on a cloud server with other regions. Like that's something that they really want to dive
I
into.
mean, they partner with Unity. That's a huge deal.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
definitely, and I know because we talked to them about it last year on the old podcast, the Gaming Weekly Show. Um, they're also like working with universities. They've got a train the trainer program where teachers from each university or professors from each university or trainers really from each university will get training by Unity, and then they'll just kind of like take that knowledge and pass it down to the students.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot more for us to see from that,
We just
but
scratched the surface. Like that
we're scratching the surface.
these are his exact words where they're literally just scratching the surface of what they can truly become. And
And we are
yeah,
looking forward to what that
and
might
stay
entail.
tuned to the podcast and see where they go and
Yes.
what
So yeah,
goes
we're
on
gonna
there.
end it here, but on Monday, that's the plan. Monday we will record an episode. It's gonna be me, Fatfood, and Nox Voyager, Kevin Sebastian, our lovely guest from today. We will kind of take you through all the things that have happened on the weekend, our experiences, kind of share our thoughts, and yeah, look forward to that. It's going to be hopefully out Monday night or Tuesday afternoon. We have full time jobs, so I can't control that. So, anyways, Knox, why don't you tell us where people can find you?
Uh, you can find me anywhere on the internet on Nox Voyager. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and if you still use Facebook, that is,
Yeah.
and if Twitter is still existing. But Instagram, I'm Nox Voyager, and yeah, pretty much that's where you can find me.
Perfect. So thanks a lot for doing this. This was great to talk about what to expect, and the lovely chat with the lovely Sultana Rayami. So we'll see you on Monday's episode, hopefully.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you everybody for watching this episode. Please do like or share it for more content like this, or go to badgood.gg to check out our audio podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at badgoodpod. So give us a follow there, and we'll catch you in the next one.